Welcome to DK Champ. I hope you all had a great night last night and scored a lot of points. My best was 322 again. I've been over 300 the last 3 nights, and I've only put in 5 to 6 lineups per night. I think last night, if you did not have Blake Griffin, then you were in trouble since he ended up with around 84 points, I believe it was. So if you didn't have him in your lineup, you probably didn't score well, and if you had him, you probably ended up cashing. That's basically what happens when you have a player like that is about 40% owned most of the time. If you have him, you're going to cash. So I hope that you all had him last night and you scored a lot of points. And I want to give you my power picks today. I have 5 guys that I really like, and I'm going to show you those picks today. And then I'll show you some others that I am questioning whether I want to fill them in the lineup and whatnot. So the games that I want to target tonight, there's 3 games that I really like, and then there's the rest of the games don't interest me a whole lot except for maybe one player. So the first game that interests me a ton is Cleveland, and let's go down to utility. Brooklyn and Cleveland, this should be a pretty fast-paced game, so there should be a lot of shots and a lot of running up and down the floor, and this should be a pretty high-scoring game. So take a look at some of these players. In this middle to upper tier. There's not a lot of experience. I mean, not a lot of high owned or high dollar guys up here. Love, I think he'll have a good night, but I'm not going to play him in a lot of lineups. I'm going to enter him in a few. But Brooklyn's look pretty good. Levert's look good on that team, but we just don't know if he's going to continue at the pace that he started out. He's been killing it so far, but that's going to drop off at some point. So just look at this game as far as getting some value from some of these guys, because it's going to be a pretty good game. The next game that's going to be high scoring and probably fast paced as well. These teams are going to run the ball, and it's going to be a lot of offense. So both of these 2 games are going to be good for that. So I like Trae Young a lot. There's a couple other guys in here that, are the guys that are going to get you 35 to 40 and could potentially get a little bit more. So look at this game also as one that is a good one to stack. Finley Smith, again, is going to be getting some more minutes tonight, so look at him for a value pick at 41. And then the last game that I like is going to be the Lakers and Phoenix. This game has got a lot of value. There's some high price guys here. I don't think you have to go with the top tier of guys, but if you look, Booker, Aiden, Kuzma, Ball, Hart, McGee, all of those guys are going to have probably decent nights if you can fit them in a lineup. I'm going to stack probably each one of these games individually in 3 lineups, and then I'm going to do a mix in the other 2. But the ones that I really, really like for tonight, I like to have, I'm going to put Hart in this shooting guard position. So I think he's going to be a good pick for Trae is going to be my one for the point guard position. I think he'll have another good night. And then we'll come down to centers, and I'm looking at Deedman. He's going to start tonight, and he's going to push Lynn back to the bench, and I think he'll get the minutes and be a low-owned pick for you tonight, so he's going to be in my core 5 here. Small forward, there's a lot of options here, and you can kind of go 100 different ways with it, but just for value to free up some money for you guys that are trying to get some of the higher price guys, I'm going to go with Smith. And then lastly, you can go a couple different routes here, but I like Kevin Love. So these are be my top 5 guys that I'll be playing in the majority of the lineups that I put in tonight. I'm playing around 6 GPPs, and these 6 guys are going to be, or these 5 guys are going to be in the majority of them. And then, like I said, I'm going to kind of mess around. That leaves you with 63, and I'm going to focus on these 3 games. I may pull a player here and there from another game, but for the most part, I'm going to be focusing on the Cleveland Brooklyn game, the Dallas and Atlanta game, and then the Lakers and Phoenix game. So I hope that this helps you, and I hope that you're able to win some tonight. Cash lineup for this one is I may put out a cash lineup later on this afternoon once I've done a little bit more research. But I like these three games tonight. I think if you stacked them, you would have a decent shot of at least cashing a little bit in your GPPs. I think these guys are the Dallas and Atlanta game is probably going to be a pretty popular stack. I think people will be playing this. An advantage to get away around that is to get Love in your lineup. I think he's going to be one that'll do really well. And then Diebman, I don't think he'll be very highly owned unless people have really done their research, but I think he'll be a good pick for tonight too. So let me know what you think in the comments, if you like some of these guys, if you don't like them, and I hope you all win a lot tonight. Thanks for watching.